Welcome to Stillworks and Brewing. My name is Randy, and this is a channel that's all about home distillation and brewing. Okay, so what do we got going on today? Well, today is part 2 of our Moonshine series. Okay, this is turning out to be very, very nice. So what today is? Today is Distillation Day. Okay, but there is 5 things that you could really do to help us out. Do one of them or all of them, anything would be appreciated. Number 1, hit that subscribe button down there if you haven't had a chance to do that yet. Number 2, hit that notification bell so you don't miss when we come out with new content. Number 3, share us with your friends, get the word out. Number 4, if you like what you see, give us that thumbs up. And last but not least, number 5, leave a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And please don't forget about leaving some comments. I've had some great comments of ideas of moonshine we're going to make with this. So keep them coming. I'm keeping a list. Not checking it twice. Well, maybe so. Anyway, keep them coming. All right, so let's get this this neutral spirit started. First things first, we're going to take a hydrometer reading of what's in our fermenter. So let's do that now. Okay, so like I said, we're at 1.000, which is, hey, fantastic. And if you remember, we started at 1.090. So according to potential alcohol, we're looking right around 12%. Okay, that'd be fantastic. Now I do have me, I think, a quart of tails that I'm gonna put in here because I just want a little extra. So next thing we're going to do, let's get this siphoned over into our sill pot, and we'll be getting ready to run this puppy. Okay, so we got our mash in our pot, and I did add a quart of good tails that I had. So let's start stacking this still out. Of course, the first piece is the cone. Nice chilly morning. Okay. The next piece will be our first piece of our column, and this is the one we're going to put some. I'm going to put 2 rolls of copper in it. One, and 2, Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do, because we are running a neutral spirit, since we are running a neutral spirit, I'm going to use rationing grains. So I filled it up with rationing right about there. So now, we'll put on our sight glass. Like I said 1,000 times, I just like using sight glass because I like to see what's going on. It's just very interesting. And then after that is going to be our reflux condenser, or pre-condenser. Okay, so one of the questions I do get is, why do we use the rationing rings in the column? And the short answer of the long question is, as the vapors are coming up the column, it's vapors of the alcohol and water's tagging along with it. And as it goes up through the copper and through the rationing rings, well, it will knock some of it apart, and the most volatile vapors are going to keep climbing, and then they're going to hit up here to the pre-condensing part. It's going to condense and drop back down through the rings, and then they're going to start getting hot. So then the vapors going to climb up and let the water go down. So it's kind of an action. The rings in there is just to help separate the alcohol and the water. Okay, so that's one reason why I don't use ration rings when I'm doing like your bourbons and whiskeys, because of course we're trying. We worked hard to get them flavors into the mash. We sure don't want to take it all out, okay? But in this case, we're making a neutral spirit, so we're basically trying to knock all the flavor out that we can. Okay, so that's why we're doing it. Once it starts heating up, then we'll go on what else we're doing here. So let me finish getting this put up. Well, let me back up just a little bit. What we're going to use this time is I'm going to use my PID controller. I think it might work a little bit better with a neutral spirit. Okay, well, we're going to try it out. I normally use my PWM switch on my others, on whiskeys and such like that. Mainly because I feel very comfortable with that. To me, it's just like using gas, but it's electric. You inch it up, you inch it down, and you learn the way your still likes to act and how the output is coming. Okay. So, but like I said, in this case, we're going to use the PID controller. We're going to try that out. We haven't used that in a while. We are going to use our still in reflux mode. We're going to describe that. Okay, so let me get set up and then I'll be back. Okay, I got everything starting to warm up. I got my PID cassette at 155 degrees. Okay, that's going to be for our first milestone. We got the thermal probe is at the top of the column. So let's just give it some time and get up to 155, and then we'll start inching up a little bit. Okay, just to give a quick update where I'm at. My pot temperature is about 180, and I'm just starting to get a little bit of drippage. So I'm assuming that's the methanol coming off, and it does smell, pretty pungent. Okay. Now my head temperature is still 173 and climbing. Okay. And if I feel my column getting good and warm on the bottom, Okay, we just about had a puke. Yep. We got a puke. Alright, so I turned heat off. I'm gonna let her calm down. Darn. I wasn't watching as fast as I should have. Okay, we did have a puke. I had the electric heating element going. I had it set at 155, and I just had a little bit of propane flame underneath of it just to start to try to get it up to temperature, and she puked on me. Okay, so what I did, shut all heat down, I let her all calm down, and so we turned on the element. Right now it's at 130 degrees, climbing very slowly. I got it set at 155. We'll recover. So I'll come back and let you know what's going on. Okay? Okay, I just turned my PID up to 173 degrees, and I've collected off close to 4 ounces. I got it running in possible mode now. I have no water going to the pre-condenser. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start the reflux action. I'm going to get that to reflux for a while. Probably let me start putting some water up there. So what I'm going to see is I'm going to see the outputs pretty much stop, and I'm going to just let the reflux, let that reflux action go on for a little bit. Probably about 10 minutes. I mean, you can see now. Let me bring the camera over. You can see this. It's pretty interesting. I mean, she is refluxing very well. Very little output, but she's refluxing very well. Okay. All right. So let me go. Let this do this for about 10 minutes, and then what we'll do is we'll slow the water down on the pre-condensing, and then we'll start collecting a little bit. Okay. Can you? It's really condensing a lot, so the vapors are coming up. They're hitting this where it's cool and dropping it back down. Now, one thing you'll notice too, if you look at the head temperature of the PID, it dropped all the way down to 131. Okay, and that's because of the condensing is taking all the heat. It ain't letting the vapors go up to hit the thermocoupler. Okay, so here in a couple minutes, I'm going to start cutting the water back on the pre-condensing and start to let the most pure vapors come on through. Okay. Okay, just give you a quick update where I'm at. First things first, you'll notice I did insulate my column a little bit. Being cold, it was making it fluctuate a little bit too much. It made it run a lot smoother. I'm about 2 quarts into this run. She's coming off about 86%, so I'm pleased with that. The PID, she settled out. She's running pretty smooth. Now, one thing I will remind you of when you're using a PID is once you set, you know where your still run. Mine loves 180 at the head. So I finally moved her up to 180. She's running nice and constant. The PID, it has a learning curve. So it's going to learn what it needs to do to try to maintain the set temperature 180. So it's going to go up and down, and eventually it's going to get to a nice spot where it can maintain that 180. So don't be changing the temperatures no more than you have to. So So we're just going to let this sit there and run for a while and see what we're going to get. Okay, so I'll come back after a while. Okay, so I think we finished this run up. I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4 quarts of distillate. I started at 85% right there, and we finished up with just a little bit over 40% down here on the end. And I mean, it's pretty clear on the end there, but I think she'll cloud up a little bit once it sits. Okay, so what's next? Next, what I'm going to do is I'll cover these up, let them breathe for a little while, probably tomorrow morning, and then I'll taste each one, combined up to what I want. I want it high proof, and then I guess we'll move into the next phase of this moonshine, and I'm going to make a couple different moonshines. I think the very first one I chose is I wanted a blueberry. It sounded awful good to me, a blueberry moonshine. So I'm trying to think of what the last one is going to be. I'm not quite made up my mind on that. So I'll pick it up by by the time we're ready. So if you do have an idea of, I think I got a lot of good ideas. I just have a hard time choosing which one. But if there's throw an idea out there, and I'll be glad to write it down. So let's see. I guess that's about it. It's been about 24 hours. Let's check out our. We're going to taste our cuts here. Let me uncover all these. Oops, spilled that one. And we'll decide what we want to keep, what we don't want to keep. Okay, now we got more cotton covered. Just a visual. Alright, now yesterday when we distilled this out, these last two were crystal clear, but now they've been out in the cold. I see a lot of tails that's kind of not milky looking, but a little bit cloudy. But everything from that up is crystal clear. So anything indication, I'm willing to bet those last two that I'm going to put them off into our tails, but I'll be pretty sure the rest of this I'm going to keep. Alright, so but it is hot, so what I'm going to do is here's 50 milliliters, which ain't much. Where do I start right here? There's 100 milliliters. And the same with water. So I cut half with water because smell is okay. Okay. Pretty much no taste at all, to be honest with you. So I'm going to step up a couple. Let's see what we got here. We'll take 1 ml of that. And 1 ml of that. Pretty much no taste. Burns a little bit. No taste. Alright, so the only other one I'm going to check is I'm going to check the number 1 here. 1 mil of that. One mil of that. I think I'm going to keep everything except for them last two. So what I want to do, I'm going to combine them together, and I want to see what kind of percent alcohol we got, ABV we got. Okay. I don't know if I can. I don't know if there's enough in there for this to float. No. So let's see what we ended up with. Alright, so we are looking at, let's see, 150. That's 76% alcohol, okay? So that is 76% alcohol. We're not going to cut it because when we make our moonshine, that will cut it down a lot. Okay? So, with this being said, we will come back next week with our, I know we're going to make some blueberry moonshine, and we're going to try to decide, I got to hurry up and decide what we're going to make after that. So we got just about a gallon of, well, let's say 150 proof distillate here. This ought to be pretty interesting. So the only thing I can say, thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.